Okay, so I don't know what happened, guys, but I lost you. So anyways, I feel like if it is something that is so strong that you feel about, don't give up on it. Keep pushing forward. I wish that we wouldn't have let it lapse. We would have kept pushing forward. Because I feel like if we would have kept pushing forward, maybe we could have made a change a few years ago instead of just starting to make a change now. I feel like there's been so much has happened in the last few years, and we kept quiet and just were trying to take baby steps. And maybe it's because we weren't ready, and maybe we're ready now. But I just really feel like the more awareness we can get out there now, maybe we can help others. And that's kind of why we're doing this. I know there was a time that Rye felt like she needed to help others, and she felt strong, and she kind of gave us a run for our money. She still does, actually. But she went on a rescue mission with one of the girls that was in the residential home that she was in, and she traveled clear across the country, for heck's sakes. She went to Tennessee and back. She actually went further than that. That's where she got caught. But it's really important to her as well to help people now, and to not be quiet when she sees something, or she sees somebody in trouble, or they talk to her. So it's just very important, if you see something or if you hear something, speak up. Don't be quiet about it. I feel like somehow the laws need to be changed so it's not just for certain people that the alerts are out there. I guess I'm just flabbergasted that the police can pick and choose who they write these for and who they don't. So I don't know. I guess I have to pause sometimes because it's been a very emotional day today with Rye. So, and I oftentimes think that with Rye and her mental illness, she may look like she's normal on the outside, but on the inside, there's so much going on, and the wires just don't connect with her mental health. And people just think that she's just an average, normal person, and I think that's the way that it is with so many other people with the same issues that she deals with. And that's what makes it so hard, is because you're not dealing with a normal 19-year-old person. You're dealing with somebody that's much more challenged. And so that's why it's so sad. But I do have to say that through this whole journey, we have made so many amazing, amazing friends. And Rye has too. And I think that a lot of times you either love her or you hate her. But once you love her fully. Jared just gave me a thought to say, but I couldn't read and talk at the same time because I'm trying to focus. And so, Jared, will you please just share that on the screen for me? I don't know if he's still on or if we lost him, but maybe we lost him. Anyways, I think a lot of times that our workforce or the officers are they see so much and they are overloaded, that if they get a troubled youth, they just don't want to put forth the effort. I do want to give thanks to Officer Priest, because she did go overboard and she did try to help us. So I don't want that to go unsaid, but there's so much that I think is overlooked. I will say that. I do remember there was a time when we were in Bear Lake, when we actually did all of the work for the officers, and I totally overreacted and totally, I will take and own this. I totally chewed out the police chief, and Jared had to take the phone from me. Because if they would have just listened to us, they would have been able to find her. And I think this has been, every time that Rise went missing, I was the detective and I had to do all of the footwork for them. And if it wasn't for me doing the footwork, nothing would have been done, or she wouldn't have been found. So I guess my advice to anybody that their children go missing, don't sit back. Don't wait on them. Don't depend on them to do it for you. Be your own detective. I can tell you how many times I texted all of our friends and they were so upset because I was blowing their phones up. I think you have to be that way. You have to use every resource possible. Because if you don't, you won't find your child. And every time I see a parent that's on social media, I should say, not on there, but asking for advice or listing that they have their children missing, that is my advice to them, is go to full extremes. Text everybody they know. And I know that Ryan used to get mad at me because anytime that I met somebody, I was like, I always want your number. And so she used to get so mad at that. But that was one of the reasons why, is because if something happened, I wanted to be able to text every single person that I knew. So I just think, go to the full extent. Be overbearing if you have a loved one missing. I know sometimes I can be a little overbearing, but I guess that's kind of how you have to be. So I don't know, maybe I'm too much sometimes, I guess, but I don't know. Anyways, I guess I kind of just lost my train of thought. But anyways, with Happy Feet, I do have to say, sometimes she can be a lot of fun, because we did have a lot of fun adventures. And she did lead me on a lot of fun times. We would always end up somewhere fun or doing something fun. But I can tell you too, on the other end of that, you never knew when she would flip. And that goes with the mental health too. You never knew if you were going to have the happy, fun, go lucky ride, or you never knew if you were going to have the screaming, yelling, jumping up and down, angry. I can tell you, there's been times that I've been beat up by her. Not a proud moment, but she calls it her blackout moments, because a lot of times she didn't even remember it, and maybe she does and she's ashamed of it. But I think that it's things I'm not afraid to talk about. I'm not afraid to hide anymore, because this is just how it was, and that's where I say it's a Lifetime movie. This was our life. It is our life. I had somebody once say to me, when I was complaining because she doesn't like to take her meds, she told me that they make her feel blah. And somebody told me they actually explained it as a television set, because when she's not on her meds, it's like seeing everything in color. And when she's on her meds, it's black and white. And they asked me, how would you like to live your life in black and white? And I had to really think about that. Because would I want to see everything in black and white all the time? Or do I want color? And I'm a very bright person. I love bright colors. And it took me a while. But I wouldn't want everything to be dull. So I get that. But on the other hand, would I want my emotions to be all over the place? Would I want to be back and forth all the time? Would I want to not remember things? Would I want to be 1 minute so angry and the next minute so loving or so hateful or crying? Or I don't know. I don't think I would want that. I don't think I would want to be all over the board. But then again, I don't know if I would want to have it all black and white. So I guess it's one of those things. It's a double-edged sword. So that's when I decided that all I can do is love and support her. I can explain things to her the best that I can, to my best of my abilities, and I can support her. I can tell her when she's wrong and explain it to her in the best way I can. And I can also go to the people that she has to deal with, like law enforcement, and try to explain her brain to them to make it easier, if they will listen. But this is her life the rest of her life, and I have to understand that as well. And it's a challenge, and it's a challenge for our whole family. So I think that anybody that has to deal with mental health illness and what we've gone through, it's a roller coaster, because you never know who you're going to deal with. If you're going to have the happy-go-lucky Rye, or you're going to have the angry, judgmental Rye, the one that's shooting judgments or saying mean, hateful things, and then 10 minutes later feeling bad because she said that, or not even remembering that she said that. So I think that it's just one of those things that it's like, is she really angry at you, or is she angry at something else and then she's shooting it off at you? And I think that's the hard part too about mental health, is because what are they really angry about? So, and that's been hard with our journey too, because you get counselors that tell you this is how you should do things, or this is what you should do, when they don't even know you or your situations. And then they get the blame game, or you get friends and family that want to come in and tell you should do this, or if I were you, I would do this, or if this was my child, this is what I would do with her. But until you're truly in that situation, do you truly know how to do it? It makes it really hard. So I honestly feel like, unless you walk those shoes, you don't truly know. And until those soles are worn out, you really don't know. I feel like baby steps. Baby steps have been the best for all of us. And just the love and support that we can, one day at a time, one step at a time. So, I don't know, it's just been a hard deal for all of us. It's just been a Lifetime movie. I keep repeating that, but it has been a Lifetime movie. Some of it has been so bizarre that it's like you couldn't believe it unless you've seen it. It's just been a bizarre ordeal. I had a whole outline of how I was going to do this tonight, and I do that every night before I start. I have it all planned, and then we get going, and I'm like, oh crap, now where do I go? because my mind, I start talking about this, and I will be honest, my mind swims every day, every night. There's just so much that goes through my head every day, every night. And especially with her, it's so crazy, so bizarre. And that's why I think we have to do it in chunks, because if we talked about the whole thing and over the last 4 years, we would be here all day, all night for the next 4 months. But anyways, I think we should do something fun now. I think that we should end there for tonight. Jared, I didn't see what you said a minute ago. I saw part of it. So if you would retype in the screen what you were trying to tell me, because I was trying to focus and talk, and you know how I am when I get that way. I can't do all 3 things at once. So if you would just retype it into this screen, what you were trying to say. If you would, please. And while you're doing that, I will draw the drawing. So the winner is Tyler. So I will text you or call you for you to come and get your keychain. And I think that we should do a couple more drawings throughout the next week until the car show on things like koozies or phone holders for people. And if you guys have questions throughout this, we're more than willing to answer anybody's questions. So don't be afraid to ask. We're not afraid to answer questions at all. We're very open about our whole experience throughout this. And we want to share. We want to talk about this. We want to get the awareness out there. So please don't be afraid to ask. Don't be hesitant. So anyways, we hope that you guys all had a fabulous Saturday, and we look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow. Have a good night. Thank you.